Dear Nigerians, please for... Hey, hold on my people, what's up? It's your girl Adeola. My glasses! This is my glasses! Hey, your money don't come. I think I'm paying you too much. There is God. Thank you. Dear Nigerians, please forgive... Oh God, John! Hey! For the 8 years... Hold on, let me put on my glasses. For the 8 years that one has been there, that includes when he was vice president as well, we have certainly done things that probably we wouldn't have done that way. But we didn't do things deliberately. So for those we have offended, it was not deliberate. It was circumstances of the office. My fellow Nigerians, please don't blame Oga Jonathan for everything that happened. Blame the circumstances of his office. Like I just read to you, circumstances of his office was why he removed subsidy and bribed labor union leaders with an appointment when the Chibok girls were kidnapped. Circumstances was why it took weeks for him to set up a committee to look into the matter to know if our girls were kidnapped or not. It was why he didn't tackle Boko Haram until 6 weeks to election, and why he waited for at least 12,000 people to be slaughtered. Circumstances was also why unemployment in Nigeria wasn't during his time. In fact, it was the reason that more than a dozen students were killed during immigration job recruitment. In case you don't understand, circumstances was also why billions of dollars disappeared during the tenure of Mr. Jonathan. Circumstances is the reason he did not declare his assets till today or build one good hospital of international standard where people of his caliber can be treated. That is to say, circumstances is who you should go after and hold accountable and responsible for all the failures of Mr. Jonathan's tenure. My yoga? So you knew what you were doing all this while. Now you are blaming circumstances. There is God in everything that we are doing. We should always remember that there is God now. No wonder his wife was saying, oh, my husband will not go to prison. She knew what the husband was doing as well. I think we should forgive Oga Jonathan. You know that Nigerians, let's forgive this man and forget. The same way that we forgive those unemployed graduates that were caught doing yahoo yahoo, you understand? Because I'm sure that they also asked for forgiveness. He must cough out every dollar, every naira, every dime that disappeared during his time. And speaking of not building good hospitals of international standard, our first lady came out again and said that the whole election period that she was secretly traveling to Germany for treatment because she suffered health crisis. Her and her husband were in power for 5 good years. During that time, she was sick and almost died. According to her, she had 12 different surgeries in 1 month alone in Germany. 12 surgeries in 1 month. You would think because of that experience that they would build at least one good hospital that in case madam needs to go for treatment again, they can easily get her to the hospital. Na lie. At the end of their tenure, our first lady is still going abroad for treatment and she's not ashamed to say it. Her trip was made a top secret in such a way that she could take part in campaign rallies in the afternoon and sneak to Germany with the last flight in the evening. What do these people mean by last flight? You think we don't know that her husband has like 10 private jets? I beg. I had paid for everything and what remained was for me to enter the theater. Hold on. If we have such hospitals in Nigeria, wouldn't the first lady be treated for free? I mean, at least the insurance should cover her. But we'd rather go where we'll have to pay huge amounts. I hope you guys know that people who are not citizens or residents pay more when it comes to treatment abroad. So only God knows how much of your money, Nigerians, was spent by officials for treatment abroad. I went to 4 hospitals again and the thing vanished. What a testimony. Only 1 surgery this time, then the thing vanished. But what is the thing? What is this thing? And why can't we know what ails our first lady? At least we'll know how to pray better. They wanted me to be a sacrifice. But I will never be. For real, these people have guts. You don't do what you're supposed to do and you still act like you are the victim? Who is trying to kill you? Somebody wants to make me a... Really? You can trust many Nigerians. Of course, they will be like, oh, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. I beg. Do you know how many Nigerians have lost their lives because of the failure of these people in power to provide basic amenities? I've lost several loved ones myself because good health system is not available for common people in Nigeria, especially those that cannot afford to go to India or Germany. The lesson here is that when you are in position of authority, always keep in mind that someday you would leave, willingly or not. Don't be telling us stories at the end of your tenure that, oh, please forgive me. If you do what you're supposed to do, no need to apologize. Can apologies bring back the lives of more than 12,000 people that were killed by Boko Haram? I hope that this incoming government would learn from this. It is very important for you to keep the end in mind so that you will stay focused. Don't go and do bashu in your term and then be telling us that, please forgive forgive me. I wonder what the parents of Chibok girls would say, or the graduates that have been sitting at home for 4 years. And now, Oga Buhari, let one of your first priorities be to build good hospitals in Nigeria. We don't want to be hearing that Buhari or his first lady traveled abroad for treatment. There are great doctors in Nigeria. We just need to have adequate facilities, and they need to be well paid. And speaking of money, by the way, I know that this new administration would not find it funny. In fact, I had the VP already said on Twitter that they are inheriting a debt of about $60 billion. Hello? Which is why I keep saying, let the new government go after the crooks. Don't be telling us stories that, oh, the treasury has been depleted, we are inheriting debt so we cannot develop Nigeria, because we all know who the thieves are. I'm not saying you should put them in prison, but at least go after them and get all the money that they've stolen. And then you can talk about how we will develop Nigeria. You guys not doing anything. Anyway, guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Now, this next story is a Ghanaian story, but if you're Nigerian, I beg, move closer to the screen. It's okay, you don't have to move. That's good enough. Mama Emeka, leave the ogbono soup now. Just move close and let me hear me out. My people, you need to see the people of Ghana on the streets last week in thousands. Hey, whoa! Some of them were carrying lanterns, others were carrying candles, flashlights, you name it. I called my friend Chale. I said, Chale, what is happening in Ghana? He said, Adeola, where have you been? Electricity is no longer stable in Ghana. Hey, it is now affecting every fiber of our economic life, our social life, and our businesses, and it is having a negative psychological toll on the medulla oblongata of the people of Ghana. I said, Che, God, this must be very bad, very, very bad. He said, Adeola, the ripple effect of Dumsor is colossal. Hey, businesses are collapsing in Ghana. People are losing jobs. People are dying in hospitals. There is low productivity at workplaces. Students are not performing well in school. There has been an increase in living expenses. Hey, and this thing is affecting the whole economy of Ghana. I said, Che, Charlie, hey, this thing must be very, very bad. It was very bad. I was so sad. I pitied the people of Ghana. I said, when was the last time that you guys had electricity? Was it 4 or 5 years ago? When was it? He looked at me and said, what do you mean? I said, my friend, with all the catastrophic things that you've listed, it tells me that you guys have not had electricity in months or years. He said, whoa, fine, babe. That's me. He said, fine, babe, this is not Nigeria. You guys, you have your own special case. Bless your soul, bless your soul. In Ghana, we are protesting because sometimes we don't have electricity for up to 12 hours. That's it. 12 hours, maximum of 24 hours. And then they will bring it back. I said, yeah, pari. That is it. And you guys are out on the street protesting. Che! You see what I'm saying? Do you see the people of Ghana protesting lack of electricity because of 12 hours? 12 hours of no electricity, maximum 24 hours. Hey, that was the day that my respect for Ghanaians increased. You know, the protest was organized by their celebrities. Wow, I heard that Yvonne Nelson was there, Van Vika was there, DKB, Sydney Barima, Prince David Osei, just to name a few. Of course, that is how it should be. I heard that electricity improved after the protest. I said, why won't the thing improve now when people know they are right and they fight for their right? We in Nigeria, we won't have electricity for a whole week. In fact, in some places in Nigeria, for months, they have no electricity. And several times on this show, I've read emails from people who have had no electricity for years in Nigeria. Have you ever heard that Nigerians are protesting lack of electricity? I have never heard of that. You think all this catastrophic peripheral that Chale was listing in Ghana, you think we don't have them too in Nigeria? What am I even saying? Electricity is small. Did we ever protest Boko Haram killing more than 12,000 people in Nigeria? There was one time like this that more than 50 boys were killed in their hostel. Did anybody protest? And when the Chibok girls were kidnapped, Nigerians only protested for some time, and then that was it. Except for people like OBS Wesili and her group, $20 billion of our money disappeared. We did not protest, which is why it scatters my mind. Whenever I hear that another person is walking to Abuja because Buhari won, I said, no. The devil is a liar. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy for Buhari, but you know, this is starting to become ridiculous. The first guy, that was okay, but all these people, I don't understand. One woman carried a 40-day-old baby and started trekking from Mina to Abuja. What is the meaning of that now? More than 122 kilometers. So can you imagine? Almost 76 miles because Buhari won. Like, really? By the way, they are not all working for Buhari. There are people working for Jonathan. Mohammed Issa, originally from Borno State, he's working from Lagos to Abuja to thank President Jonathan for exhibiting an exemplary leadership quality during and after the 2015 elections. Another man, Oladele John Nehi, trekked from Abuja to Otueke to honor President Jonathan. He was later joined by a lady. The lady's family said, "Oh girl, come back home. Now what do you do now?" So she went back home to convince her family that she needed to do this, yada yada yada. And then she came back and joined the guy. And later on, another lady joined them. So 3 people walked to Otueke for President Jonathan. You know, do well. You know, I'm not discrediting Nigerians for working for Jonathan or Buhari, whatever. It shows how much they admire this man. But when would we start working for issues that are affecting our well-being, like unemployment rate, which is part of the reason why so many people are able to just get up and trek for so many kilometers? I'm not saying that these people have no jobs. Maybe they do, I don't know. But when would we work for mortality rate in Nigeria? Not long ago, UNICEF said that a woman dies every 10 minutes due to pregnancy complications and childbirth in Nigeria. That is 144 women in a day and about 50,000 in a year. Recently, they said that it has reduced to 40,000 women in a year. I still think that is ridiculous. Who will trek for these people? I was so shocked when I heard that some people are now planning on walking from Bauchi to Mecca. I was like, what? That's more than 9,000 kilometers, more than 5,605 miles. And because they are trekking, they have to go through Chad, Sudan, Egypt, unless they can swim across the ocean. If not, they will also go through Israel, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and then Saudi Arabia. I said good luck to them, considering the fact that there is war going on in some of these countries. I had no idea that Nigerians can be so patriotic that they will walk to Mecca. And where were these people when police pension fund was embezzled? You guys not doing anything, Jare. For my Ghanaian people, you now do well. Let me know when your electricity is stable. I think I may move to Ghana. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. My shout out this week goes to 2 people, but of course, ladies first. Meet Etalome Ohikwari, an American Nigerian actress, producer, movie writer, and so much more. Her short film, The Mermaid, just won the jury award for Best Film at the University of Miami. It's presently been featured in movie festivals worldwide, including Cannes and San Francisco. And guess what? I had no idea there was something called schizophrenia until I watched her movie. This woman has used the movie to bring awareness to the fact that more than 24 million people worldwide suffer from this severe and incurable mental illness that causes delusions, hallucinations, depression, and disorganized speech, as well as behavior. In fact, the World Health Organization has labeled it one of the 10 most debilitating diseases affecting human beings. Italome made The Mermaid not only to mark her debut as an aspiring filmmaker, but to educate the world about this illness and inspire people to make a change. If you'd like to know more about the film and her work, or if you'd like to watch the film yourself, please visit her website. That is themermaidfilm.com, where you can also contact her. Kudos to you, my sister. And if you're hoping to be a movie maker someday, let her story inspire you that anything is possible. Nigerian parents that are watching, please, if your children say they want to go into movie making, or don't say, you can't make money from that. You must be a doctor, you must be a lawyer. Sure, you understand? Some people are making money. You know, do well, my sister. We are all very proud of you. And my second shout out for today goes to 24-year-old Nigerian student who fought a Kong, who emerged the best. I'm telling you, the best all-round graduating student at Tokai University in Tokyo, Japan. The guy studied robotics and electrical engineering and graduated with first-class honor. Hello? And he literally cleared all the awards. He won the Best Engineering Student Award and the school president's prestigious award for the best all-round student. It gets even better. The guy won Japanese language award for foreigners and solved a mathematical equation that has not been solved in the past 30 years. In his first semester, I was like, what? And the last time any student graduated with his GPA was 50 years ago. By the way, I heard that he did all that while he was working 2 jobs to pay his way through school. Ufot is now doing his PhD while he works at Nissan, and he already has 2 patented products. Now, for his project in school, the guy made this electric car that drives as fast as 128 kilometers per hour. That's like 79 miles per hour. The car drives on charged batteries, and I've heard that he plans on driving the car on May 29 in Abuja to celebrate Buhari's inauguration. Koledowo, we must be at that inauguration. If not, we must watch it by fire by force. Ufot speaks English, Yoruba, French, Japanese. I'm like, really? And apparently he's a pro when it comes to playing saxophone. I'm like, what have I been doing with my life? You and I will need to do more with our lives. I really hope that his story would inspire someone today, especially if you're an international student abroad, that you too can shine, regardless of language barrier or all the restrictions placed on international students or cultural differences. And you don't even have to be an international student. You can be outstanding wherever you are. By the way, I don't think anyone has said these things that I'm trying to say more brilliantly like another Nigerian that we're all so proud of. All the way from Sokoto State, now a top automotive designer here in the US, Mr. Jelani Aliyu, who designed Chevrolet Volt and the Bumblebee Chevrolet Camaro that was used in the movie Transformer. Yeah. That movie, by the way, I heard that it made like $1 billion within the first few weeks. So you can say a Nigerian designed one of the cars in the movie. I had the privilege of meeting this man, and we talked about so many things regarding his work and how this could be replicated in Nigeria. But at the end of that interview, he gave this really, really inspiring message that when you have a dream and you're willing to work hard, that anything is possible when we are determined. I want you guys to listen to him, but I have to apologize in advance for Koledowo. He did not give us his best camera work that day. I don't know why I'm still punishing him for that. But ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jelani Aliyu.
We must never underestimate the significance of human imagination, the ability to envision a dramatically positive and dynamic future. Every great city, every monument, every historic feat, as it stands for all the world to see, was once pure imagination acted upon and brought into reality. And when we do dream, it must be big, because to dream small is to totally underestimate the amazing capabilities that lie within each and every one of us. We as Nigerians must not be afraid of success. No one must be afraid to succeed. If you can imagine it and clearly see it in your mind that you're halfway there, nothing is impossible.
Wow. I mean, I don't need to say anything else. I was really inspired. I hope he has inspired you. I hope all these people that I featured, Ms. Italome, Ufot, and Mr. Jelani, I hope they have inspired you to be the very best that you can be. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Before I leave today, I like to read emails. Hi, Adeola. We noticed that you tactically avoided blaming the governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi, for the failure to pay those students state-funded scholarship stipend. A few weeks ago, I talked about students that are stranded in Hungary because the Rivers State government has not paid their tuition and stipend. You rather chose to attack Mama Peace on that. Should we take it that Governor Amechi is generously untouchable to SaharaTV? If so, I must observe that as not being real enough. Thank you so much, Mr. Taiwo Abiodun. I really appreciate it. I had to read this because when I saw it, I was like, why didn't I think about blaming the governor as well? So you are absolutely right, Mr. Taiwo Abiodun, and I really apologize if anybody is thinking that maybe Amechi is untouchable. No, the man is not. The first thing that came to my mind was Mama Patience. That was why I talked about Mama Patience, but Mr. Amechi, get it together now. Your students are stranded since you are the governor. You should take responsibility for this. And I blame Koledowo. He was supposed to remind me that, Adeola, you are forgetting something. The governor should also be blamed. So I blame Koledowo. Thank you very much, my brother. And the very last email is from a woman who is playing for her husband that has been diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. I put his story on my Facebook fan page, and I think people are already donating. Please help out this family. His name is Makeup. This man has been through a lot. Their lives have been on hold since it happened. Please, if you can help them out. The man needs kidney transplant as soon as possible. They are trying to raise 14,000 pounds. Right now, they've only raised like less than 1,000 pounds. Please, if you're able to help him out, it would be greatly appreciated. That's all the time that I have for emails today. Please keep sending your emails to adeola.keepingitroll@gmail.com. Before I leave, I just wanted you to know that this coming week, SaharaTV will be focusing solely on the inauguration. So we will put the show on hold until after the inauguration. But it's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here until next 2 weeks. I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.